back again. This is Jenna Atgar, and we are doing the Kyvio Winner's Journey to get to your first $1,000 with your membership site. So today I'm actually going to be doing most of this by screen share because a lot of it is going to be actually getting inside of Kyvio and showing you how to build out that content. And I have a lot of great worksheets, but I'd rather go through them on the screen with you. So today we're actually going to start getting into the meat of our content. So you have already built out your outline. We have decided what is going to be your entry point offer. We've decided and hopefully built out your lead magnet already. So today we're going to hop in there, and the focus, if you have to focus on one aspect to build first, whatever your entry point offer is, we're going to get that built today. I'm going to show you a couple concepts and different ways to go through that really quickly, and the different aspects that you can include with your content for your different membership sections and lessons. All right, let's get to it.
Okay, so I'm over here and I'm looking at the membership site breakdown that we've already worked on, where we've got our membership site name, our individual product name, and a list of all the modules. You can see where we have the recommended start here, as well as a what's next at the very end. So we're taking that, and from there we're going to start breaking down and building our actual content. So one of the ways, we have lots of worksheets to help you keep this straight, and you might want to be printing these out and creating a little book. So from that site, I'm going to need you to create a module breakdown for each one of the modules that you put on your outline. You're going to need one of these, and go ahead and write the number and the name. And the reason is you might move your modules around if you see that maybe they're not flowing in the right order, and that's really easy to do on Kyvio. Inside the module breakdown, you'll see that we have this all broken down into individual lessons. Lesson number 1, whether you add that into some actual content, it needs to be some kind of introduction to that module, as well as the very last lesson. Of course, it may not be number 15. There might just be one and it's all broken down in content, but either way, you need some kind of conclusion. Inside here, break down how many lessons you're going to have and generally what they're going to be named, or the type of information we're going to have in here. And I'll kind of show you an example of what we're building in just a moment. So from there, we're going to even break down this information even further. So we're going to have this, and we're going to have another one, which is a lesson breakdown. You can put the module number and name, the lesson number name. So we have all these different aspects. And then we're going to decide what kind of content and media we're going to be using. So I caught a spelling mistake. I'll get that fixed. So are we going to use text only, which is definitely a possibility. And if you're looking just to get something launched immediately, or something simple for like your entry point offer, this might be a great avenue. Pretty much all of them are going to have some kind of text, even if it's a paragraph. Another popular one is going to be images, especially if you need to represent, somebody needs to see what you're talking about. Like, you can't talk about building great images for a blog post if you don't have examples, both good and bad. Another great one is video, and these three are going to be your big top ones that most sites and membership sites include. Video is great because it's very hard to steal. If you're creating custom video, whether it's just you recording on an iPhone or it's highly produced, this is very difficult to steal. Even if somebody downloads it, let's say if you're hosting on YouTube, it becomes much more complicated when you've got logos in there and you're using specific words to your site. And then, of course, you'll need to know how you're going to host those. PDF downloads, audio files for those that would like to offer multiple viewing types so that people can download in their car. Any links to resources that people can use. Any kind of document templates, like think about Google Docs, Word Docs, where somebody can come in there and literally just copy and paste or add their own stuff. Sheet templates, this is off of Google Sheets. It could also be an Excel spreadsheet, or numbers if you're Mac users. Slide templates, PowerPoints. These are going to be ones where if you A lot of people will let people download the entire slide deck that people are working from, slide examples if you're using that as a template itself for people to edit. Lesson slides, that kind of goes back to providing your whole, if you used like a presentation and filmed, providing the slides for people. Any kind of case studies that they can download or that you can include. Quizzes, either at the end or just to gain kind of an awareness of where people are at. Any kind of examples, and those might be in video formats, text, images, swipe copy, which is going to be like, let's say that you are showing somebody how to grow their, or how to send out emails for attorneys. You might have actual text that people can use. Now, whether you put that in a doc template or you use that just text directly on your membership site, that's going to depend on that. And checklists. And again, that checklist can be directly in your membership site. It can be in an Evernote file. It can be something like what we've built here where people can write things down. Whatever you're going to use, and don't think that this is an all-inclusive list. This just is kind of like the big popular ones. Go ahead and decide which ones you're going to use, and then kind of come back over here to content and lay out what you kind of envision happening. You're obviously going to have some kind of text box, videos, images, whatever, and the general way it's going to come down. So if we're discussing on how to build a Kyvio landing page, I know that I'm going to have some text that describes what we're going to do. I'm probably going to have an image of what a great landing page looks like, and maybe some even bad landing pages. I'm going to have a video explaining it and actually going through and showing the different elements live. I'm going to have a PDF download of a checklist that people can take and work from if they want to print it out. If I'm getting really fancy, I'm going to have a great audio file where somebody can listen to this on the way to work. Obviously, when you're using an audio file, be mindful that people can't see anything while they're listening. And I'm probably going to have some links to resources to some great landing pages they can physically go see and start to replicate their sites off of at minimum. And I'm going to probably have some swipe copy in there to give them some examples of things to say on their landing page. So I'm going to hop off these checklists. I just kind of wanted to give you all a quick view of those and some of the opportunities and kind of how to use them. Now I'm going to go over here inside Kyvio, and you'll see I'm on my Kyvio Coach one. I'm choosing that one because I have the least done and built, so you can actually come here and kind of see what I'm doing. So we're going to go over to memberships, and we're working on the 30-day membership launch, which you are also going through. And so right here I'm on my basic info. I'm not going to worry right now too much about this information. I'm going to hop over to content. So I've already plugged in a lot of information. So as I mentioned, my first module is always a start here. I'm going to go ahead and build that out. You can see it's published right now. If this is your first one, go ahead and publish it. If it's not, don't worry about it. And I'm going to need a quick description that talks about what we're doing. Take your Kyvio membership from 0 to hero. Start here to get details. And I can do better than that, but I just want to get something down, okay? Right here on my start here, this is a grade of what we include. Meet your instructor, how to use this course, and resources. So one thing that I always like to do is let them know who's teaching every single time. One, because sometimes I do joint or I add in partner training, so I don't want them to be confused. This one's taught by me right up front. How to use this course. There's usually some images that are live of the actual course that tells them, hey, click here, get your resources here. This is how you can track how far you've come. And just let them literally know how to use the technology. This is really important. We have several different members ranging from millennials to older generation, and not all of them know how to use it. Something as simple as one of them kept on trying to click on the image like that you'll see right here for a thumbnail, and I had to explain to him, no, you have to click on the words below where it says start here. The other one is resources. When somebody's coming back, so let's say they go through the entire course, but they need to revisit it and they just need that one worksheet you had to reprint. So having something for just the resources right up front is very handy. And if you'll remember, I kind of told you in previous days to really start to consider and brainstorm how you wanted to have your course function, how you were going to have your core product versus your entry point product. So here's mine. When somebody buys at a lower level, or in this case, it'll probably be my free level. What is my free level? Let's start there. I am probably going to offer a download, and that download would be checklist. It might be a template pack for the first 5 days. Those different things are incredibly handy for someone who's just starting out and gives them a chance to see what I'm all about, and I can put that in one PDF download and add a lot of value in between. And then I'm going to tell them where to get their first next best piece, right? So ours was the getting started, and that would be our entry point offer, something really low to let them see kind of the level of information that we provide, and that we've taken this individual 30-day launch from how you're seeing it here, but kind of turned it up a lot with some great additional examples and interviews and opportunities and downloads from our own content. So for an example, would be building out your niche. I will have a whole entire list of niches that are profitable but not highly competitive. So here's that getting started, and I broke down for me the first 7 days that I think everyone should go through when they're building their first membership site. You can see here, you can just come in here, I'm going to edit this one, I put the day in here, day number 6. Right, I can change, so this is the slug that comes after the other aspects of your site. I can change this to say build out content. Always make sure you hit the check mark to make sure you save it. I'm letting this know that it's only for members, and it is for all price points that I have available. And if you wanted to make this just a draft, let me give an example here. So if I create content over here for week 2, I can obviously rename it, change the slug, but right, it's automatically in draft mode. I need you to go make that for members, and before you're able to edit it, you're going to need to go ahead and select that aspect. So I'm going to go over and show you how to build some of this content. I'm going to hit the edit button. All right, so I've already added some of this information, but I'm going to come back and kind of break it down. So right now we are in edit mode. You can see how everything gets highlighted. And we're working on day 1, niche your membership. So this is a text module. Obviously this is 2, but you can see this one has a different, it's bolder and larger. So I usually separate mine into different ones so that it's really easy for me to keep track. All you do to add text is click on here, hold, and drag it over to where you want. Click on the editing pencil, and you have all your tools right here to write all you need. And this is how you're going to add those text modules. You can come in here, you can make things bold, italicized, underline, all the different ones that you're used to having. You can mix it up. It doesn't all need to be the same. We're going to take those off. Change me. Oh, we're still like on underline. I can make this in the center. I can come through and change different styles quickly using the style one. I can come over here and make some things headings, heading 2, heading 3, and formatted. Change fonts. Ooh, whoa, got ahead of myself. Ooh, cursive. Nobody can read that. I can make things bigger or smaller, and even make them green to match my other branding. And if I really want to highlight it, oops, I should start by highlighting it. Give it a background color. Of course, that's terrible. It's not what you want. My advice here is keep it simple. Simple, simple, simple. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one just by clicking that button. And you can see I keep my text very clean. So I have completely separate text box for my major headers and my separators. I have plain text down here that follows my basic style sheet. I do love to use bullet points and numbers to make things easy to read. Right here, this is, let me go here and show you this. I'm just selecting right here. And you can just hit this so that it has slightly different formatting. And then, of course, I am including the video. And this is simply taking this little video reel here and dragging it over. And add your YouTube, your direct YouTube link there. Again, keep this simple. Don't worry about position here. It's taking up the whole frame. Don't worry about width, autoplay disable. Just keep it simple. Just include it. People will click play. Don't worry about formatting. Kyvio has already included what's generally accepted across membership sites for you, so you don't need to mess with that. So I already have mine in here. I'm going to go ahead and save. Don't forget to save. Always save. And then I'm going to go preview. So this is what it would look like actually to the people that are visiting. So you can see I've got like a horrible face here. So what it would be great to do is on YouTube for that particular video, you can upload what's called a thumbnail. And then you can put whatever you want to be visually appealing right here. And that will automatically show up. As you can see, notes are included, and this would be for people to take notes so they could either add a to-do list or say this is what was really important for me. Let's say it was this aspect, and they can save that note. Oh, I'm the owner, so I can't do that. I would have to do it as someone else. But for my membership, they can do that. And I'm scrolling down, you can see here's the quote, so it kind of stands out a little bit without being obnoxious. And of course, I would typically add a ton of PDFs and downloads right to this. Let's see, I'm going to go back to edit mode. You can just click here. And so let's say I wanted to add a template right up to the top. We'll do it in this one. Get the niche brainstorm worksheet here. Oops, double here. All right, so all I have to do is highlight that. And I'm going to go over to upload, downloads, and now this is actually the wrong one. Or let's see if I have this. I have the niche worksheet. Ooh, right here. So I'm going to upload this one. Okay, so we have it now. Click over here, save it, and then I want to view it again. And so there we have the easy PDF that people can download and use. And then now we just need to go back. I'm going to save always just in case and go back over here to research. And you can see this one is blank. Come over here and hit the pen button and it will open up and take you to that editing. So now that we've done one, it should be really easy to come in here and do more. Again, text blocks, just come in here and change the text. Change me. Adding images, you can just come over here to settings, browse, You can upload by choosing files here. I do like to keep my media incredibly clean. This kind of stuff annoys me so much to have it cluttered. I want everything nice and smooth. So I'm going to go over to We Coach Klaviyo. Let's see if I have any images over here yet. So I have some product images, it looks like, to get started. And I'm just going to give you an example. Use image. X that out. So now I have an image that I can show somebody visually what I'm trying to express. I kind of went over, or I did go over the video already. Again, see, drag and drop, super easy. The other option you'll see is the arrow, and that's actually going to be a button. So let me delete this here. If I wanted somebody to say like, oh, what did I use to build this? Let's see here. Let's say it was tools to build images easily. Tools, let's say the tool we are using to build images easily. Especially if you're doing some affiliate work, this is going to be really handy because you still want to draw them to purchase, right? I'm going to come in here and edit it. Click me. Check out Bizme now. Free trial. It's kind of long for a button, but you get the idea. Colors, button text color, I'm going to make it white. Button background color, I'm going to make my red, because we discussed, keep it branded. Here we go. Button border color, mix that up a little bit and give it a little pop. Formatting, so I'm going to give it a little top margin, which is that space between the the item before it and where the button is, and a little bottom margin, not much because we have some white space here, and then target URL. So I might come over here, go to Bizme, pull the link. Now obviously if you are an affiliate for Bizme, you would want to use your affiliate code here, especially those who are using membership sites mostly to sell their affiliate products. And then because I'm getting them to leave my site, I want them to open the URL in a new window. If I was sending them with my button to another page on my membership site, I would not select this. But since they are leaving my site, I want it to be in a new window. We're going to close that out and save, save, save often. And then this is a nice feature for membership sites that are text heavy, and that's going to be the box. So when we have a lot of text on the page, it can be a lot to read, and breaking it up to highlight something, like maybe it's a pro tip, maybe it's like a warning, maybe you're just breaking it up from like start to finish. But what I've basically done is I've just created a box that stands out. So for this one, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do a bright red, because let's say this one was a warning. I don't like that background color. Again, keep it branded. All right, so I've got my red now. I can change the height, which is the minimum height, but the box will be flexible depending on what content I can put in it. I usually like to change the width just a little so it stands out that much more. I'll take it down to 400. And as you can see, the box is now smaller than the other items. Formatting, I can add some top margin just so it stands out. Some bottom padding is already given. And then padding is going to be the interior, how much padding when I drop other stuff in it. And you can make this a background image. So if you'd like to type inside of an image, almost creating a meme on the page that's dynamic to the device people are using in size, you can do that here. Keep it simple though, and mostly just stay with your general settings. All right, so I'm going to click off here, and then you can see I can drag in other items right here. So I can put an image in here and even add, and I'm going to show you, you can clone buttons. So let's say I want this exact same button here with the same features. So they can, again, another version of buy now. And I'm just going to come in here and change the background button and the text. Come over here, you'll obviously want to edit and change the text, but you're also going to want to change it to a different color so people can see. And so now you have all the same different items. We'll even come in here and add an image so you can see what that looks like and how it adjusts as needed. So same image up here, but now it's shrunk down to fit inside the box and be responsive with another version of our Buy Now button. Other features are basic lines to help separate information in sections. This would be a great opportunity if you're duplicating your headlines to separate sections. Just one more tool to help add clarity, visual clarity. So now I have like a defined endpoint to that section and I can start on the next. And the last one I'm going to show you is the spacer. That literally just adds space. So most of the tools here have some different items on there so that you can organically add this without the need. But in the event that you feel like you need a spacer and that the formatting over here doesn't allow you to do that, like with text, then go ahead and use that particular one. And then just delete as needed or copy and clone as needed. So for the rest of today, I want you to focus on and save. So I'm actually not going to save, or yeah, let me save. I want to clean all this up. I don't want to leave it. I will save it though, and so you can go see some of the different, how this looks. So there's our image, again, from side to side, text side to side. Our box is completely separate. It automatically shrank the image. I've got our buttons that take me where I want to go in a new tab, and our line separators. So I'm going to actually go back into edit mode so I can go back to Kyvio easily. I'm going to hit exit, and it takes me back to editing my product. So your goal today is to get through as much of the outline of your content, especially as it applies to your things that you're offering either for free or your entry point offers. Remember, we can always drip when it gets to longer form content, but if you can, go ahead and build that out. But when it comes to actually building the content, see if you can get your free offer at minimum done that you're going to be sending people. If you can get your entry point, that's great too. And we discussed those different types of entries, so yours might look a little different. And then go ahead and put your outline in. So make sure all of your different modules are in and that you have your lesson plans for each. And you can leave those on draft mode so nothing is seen if you plan on dripping the content. All right, I'm going to hop back over, but if you have any questions, please take them to the Facebook Kyvio School for the Gifted Entrepreneur group and ask and share tons of images and content and your questions and what's working and what's not working. And let's all get through this together because you are one of us now.
Awesome. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions from today's work, jump over into the Kyvio School for the Gifted Entrepreneur, and we are happy to help. I want you to go ahead and post any of the different concepts that you've been working on, any of the troubles you're having, any of the things that have been outstanding, that you found easy, that you found hard. Whatever it is you're working on, take some screenshots of different things you're working on, some of the photos that you're using for your products, and go ahead and share them today. Today's a big day. Building out your actual content can be a lot. So jump over into the Kyvio School for the Gifted Entrepreneur and tag me, Jenna Apgar, and we'll get Neil and Steven in there too, as well as the entire Kyvian team and your fellow Kyvians, because you are one of us now, and we will work on your course as well as if you could jump over and help your fellow Kyvians. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Bye.